Hey, what's up folks, this is X20G here bringing you a brand new series. Finally, I am bringing you the F1 2017 Career Mode series. It has been so long and this is only going to feature qualifying and the race, but don't fret, the next load of videos of the series will be probably longer as well, and as well will include free practice when gaining all them resource points. Now, you'll see it soon as well, we'll collect some of the resource points, but just to clarify, that we're going to be with Renault and we're going to be bringing them glory. So they're our midfield team and we're going to bring them glory. I didn't want to go with someone like Sauber or McLaren Honda. At the same time I didn't want to go with a front runner, but the whole idea is to make Renault a front running team again. As you can see, we're getting all the results, some of the result points from the qualifying pace and race strategy. I will be uploading a video where I will showcase how you do every single one of them, just so you can know how to do all them, because I've recently figured out how to do the really hard ones that I used not to be able to do. But here we go, Nico Hulkenburg will be our rival. I'm really actually looking forward to it's not screen yet. Oh, it is. I'm really looking forward to F1 2018 when they make it so you get your own rival. You get to pick it. But anyway, guys, it is now time for qualifying. So let's see how well we can do.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. And as we count down to that green light, I have to say, Anthony Davidson, that this rain is not showing any signs whatsoever of abating. I imagine we'll be looking at some last-minute setup changes to better adapt these cars to the conditions. What do you think?
The trouble is, Crofty, they need to be thinking about the race tomorrow. You don't want to go jacking up the ride heights and piling on a few points of extra downforce that you're not going to want in the Grand Prix itself. The Parc Ferme regulations mean that you have to make that choice. The best thing the drivers can do is adapt with the tools they have available in the cockpit. Moving the brake bias forward will help stop the rear end slipping out under braking, and opening up the differential can really help tame the oversteer on corner exit. The drivers that can make best use of these techniques will have the best chance for success here today.
So here we are in the Renault garage, about to head off for our first lap of Q1, and I can confirm it is going to be raining throughout the whole of qualifying, so I don't have a clue where our car is going to be. So the whole goal is to try and get into the Q3 and knockout, kind of duel for pole position, and just kind of get through Q1 and 2, the whole kind of sessions where you kind of battling to stay in. Now, first lap, our lap in. Oh, we have a fault in Q2. As I was saying, was like, okay, we've jumped ahead. I'll say is that we did set a really fast lap, but here is a lap. No, this is not. This is our first lap in what was it? I'm really not with it with my own editing here, am I? But here is a lap of Melbourne. And this is our full lap in Q3. But as I was kind of saying, like, we did pretty okay. We actually was massively above expectations. So I am going to be upping the difficulty. It's currently, I think it's like 60, but for China round 2, I'm going to make it 70. So that should be a whole lot better. But no DRS assistance as we now head up to the line to start our final lap of Q3. So here we go. You see, we're already down, heading into turn 1. No, it's just perfect. And we are already up. I can't even see by how much because my screen is so, the window for to commentate is so tiny. About a 10th, I'd say. Up, heading into the turn 3. I actually lost a lot of time. I was distracted by the qualify. It says qualifying complete. So I'm usually doing this about 5 minutes into, 5 minutes left of the session, and that kind of cost me. Lifting off as we head through there. You can't fly in the rain, and now the first sector split. We are 3/10 down on our previous best time. Not down, or up. I don't know how you say it. Really close to the line there. Could be easy on the grass. Mind the curb there, I feel that did cost us a bit of time as well. And I was thinking, alright, I need to figure out a way I'm going to improve our time in this last sector. Maybe you could jump a place or two. Like I'll confirm as well, we'll be starting from the back, so I've taken grid penalties. Just I thought P4 in a Renault that we're meant to be taking to glory it looks too easy, so I thought I'll take the penalties. Now, so we have to take them later on, and we'll the difficulty for the next race, so it should be a lot easier on us. You see, we got that would be the mess of that, and now it's just about getting the time. But this is where it all went wrong. We all agreed, and it distracted me again, and I go off into the grass. I didn't want to use a flashback, and obviously now we've lost all our time. We're going to be about 6 tenths down on our previous best time. But yeah, that is where we are. It was not a good lap whatsoever, but that is qualifying.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3. Raikkonen, Bottas and Sebastian Vettel. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event.
So yeah, there you have it. That's qualifying. We just get our resource points, and oh my god. So at this point, I'm actually connecting my hard drive, and it just disconnected my racing wheel. That is really embarrassing. Oh dear me, that's not gonna look good. That really doesn't. Oh my days, I made an absolute mess. I'm gonna sit down because I'm standing up right now. But yeah, team approval, we are beating our expectations. So it means that some teams are now gonna want us a little bit more, but it's time for the race.
It's very much business as usual, as they look to be first across that line and get their championship off to a winning start. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Today's race, of course, not simply the start of a new season, but the start of a new kind of Formula One. Anthony Davidson, great to have you with us once again. This is a big moment for the sport. Big changes to the technical regulations. The potential, perhaps, to give us the biggest shake-up since 2014. Very different cars visually and, fingers crossed, much faster as well.
Good thing then that combined these teams put in just a shade over 13,000 kilometres on the clock during testing. The cornering speed of these new machines is absolutely unbelievable. How many lap records are still held by Michael Schumacher from 2004? Well, on the right day, on the right tyres, we might just be threatening them this year. Wider tyres, wider cars, more downforce. I have to say they look great, and the qualifying spectacle is undebatable. Now the big question remains, can they follow? Can they race? Or have these new rules gone too far?
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Perez, Grosjean, Ocon, Massa and Kevin Magnussen, Sainz, Hulkenburg, Daniel Kvyat and Van Dorn, Ricciardo, Stroll, Marcus Ericsson and Fernando Alonso. Alain and a Renault rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, new season, and we're starting at the back. Let's see if we can do better in the race.
Jeff, I did just clarify we'll take a penalty so it'll be easier later on in the season. The reason why we're doing that is that when people get grid penalties later on, we'll be able to kind of jump up and be able to maximise out of that stuff. So it's like one slight tweak to the setup from like the wet qualifying, just moving a bit of the aerodynamics by one to just help me out because there's no point doing anything else. Anyway, here is the start of the formation lap. We're about to get set to start our first race in F1 in 2017 Korean Motors. Now, no transitions. I definitely apologise. I kind of rushed to get this done and kind of forgot about it, but it doesn't matter. Let's get started with the race as we are all on the grid. Alain is just lining up now, and now we head to the 5 red lights of the Australian Grand Prix. Let's see if we can get that good result. 5 red lights are on and they're out, and now in Melbourne, Australia is a really good start compared to the McLaren Honda of I think that was Alonso. Fernando Alonso. We're going side by side with Pascal Wehrlein. We dive bomb, we get hit by Alonso, and we safely make it through turn 1. Here you see Carlos Sainz Jr. and Daniel Ricciardo going side by side. Danny Rick also had a penalty, I think he saw what I wanted to do, and now he's being challenged by the sister team. That's not going to look good. And he gets passed at turn 4. Now Carlos Sainz is under pressure from us, and we are going to get by right here at turn 6. So yeah, turn 6. Easy does it. And now now on to lap 2. We demolish. Oh, we go. Do we exactly demolish? He's still on there. Daniel Ricciardo. We get a slight nudge from Danny Rick. Well, I thought we did anyway, so I left him in space. And that's P50. We have our teammate Nico Hulkenburg now up ahead. DRS is now able to for lap 3, and Danny Rick is coming back. We tried dive bombing Nico Hulkenburg. Weren't close enough to make the most of it on the grass. And now Danny Rick is going to be coming back. He's going to make the overtake here, and it's turn 3 because I'm not defending. He dive bombs Nico Hulkenburg as well. What a move from Daniel Ricciardo. And now that put Nico Hulkenburg under pressure from us. He's coming back at lap 3 as we got past. Now he's coming back. We're going side by side, heading in. Oh, and we got past. And now Daniel Ricciardo is coming back. He's on the super softs, so he's going to be obviously mighty quick in that Red Bull compared to our softs. And he gets past. And he looks up, and we go straight through. We did the under and over and get past. And now we have the McLaren Honda of Stoffel Van Dorn, who've been holding us all up down the inside. He's still hanging around. However, it wasn't to be for. So as we kept dying down, you can see him try to save fuel because I did underfuel the car, if you noticed, right at the start of the race. However, here comes Daniel Ricciardo once again, trying to go down the inside. We're going side by side, and he has to back out of it now. So he backs out, and we're going on the gravel though. I haven't watched this in ages. I'm just going to admit that now. We do a bit of grass cutting. It's still hard on, but this time I actually outbrain myself, just let him through, and just see if we can kind of follow on with him and just kind of see really whether we can gain some momentum with him. But he's too slow, and we end up dive bombing him again because we just simply can't do it. There's nowhere else for us to go. But this time he gets past again, and this time it is not slow enough. So on lap 9, we are just at this point, lap 10 now. We're just kind of following on with Danny Rick, just hoping that we can stay out of trouble, and just keep on, just carry on this momentum, send some decent laps whilst saving fuel. And this is gonna absolutely knacker though. The I think it's the ICE, but we had to do it to be in the green. We wanted to push, and all the pushing we have done is pretty much needed to be done now. I didn't expect us to get any points at this point, but you see everyone's starting to pit now, including Daniel Ricciardo, and they're all knocking on the super softs, well, not the normal softs. But you see, we could go out for longer. If our pit stop window is around lap 18, so we could go extra longer, well, even longer, sorry. So we're gonna carry on until around the time. I'm gonna try pit around lap 19, just try to stretch these tires because the pit window in lap 16 was actually open. You can see Fernando Alonso and Valtteri Bottas are both out of the race due to mechanical issues at this point, and on lap 17 the track is entirely green. But I was kind of hoping for a VSC or a safety car just to kind of get a free pit stop, maybe jump somebody if it was a VSC. But we're going to pit on the next lap, lap 19. You see, here we are, and this is going to be the lap that we are going to pit. And it was a bit of a terrible move because our teammate Nico Hulkenburg is pitting this lap as well, so I kind of made a bit of a mistake. So we're actually double stacking for the Renault boys, and we've really ruined our strategy over now because that's going to hold not only Nico Hulkenburg up, but now it's kind of going to ruin us chance of a double scoring points. I'm trying to, you see, I'm doing this just try and get out as quickly as possible to help Nico Hulkenburg out, but we are still going to cost him time. Now, the reason why I tried to pit as long as, during the pit window was because the tyres were okay, and I didn't want to go any longer on them tyres just because of the pit window. And as we're pushing now, it is fully. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo's spun. He's spun down at turn. I think it's at turn 2, and now we're catching up to him. Now I'm gonna get DRS potential on the next lap. But as I was saying, I want to go as long as I can. Felipe Massa is now out due to reliability problems. There's a lockup. I'm pretty sure that is Esteban Ocon. We have Nico Hulkenburg just up ahead. We've dispatched. Oh no, it was a so it's Stroll and Kevin Magnussen. Daniel Ricciardo's looking around, and we get past Stroll. Daniel Ricciardo doesn't get past, and now we've got Kevin Magnussen, sorry, up in, just up in our sight, and we are going to dispatch of him down the straight with a dive bomb heading into turn 1. We have a chance of scoring some decent points here from the back of the grid, and now we're in P9, where I was kind of hoping to be. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm always going to go the lap less, so kind of the pit stop window is 1 lap less than what it shows. Here you see that we have Esteban Ocon in the Force India up ahead, and we are going to hopefully try and get a move done very soon. Lap 2016, lap 26, and we get past the Force India, and it's by chasing Daniel Kvyat now to the end, which I don't think we will. We just this time I was just pushing as hard as I can. I wanted to get some decent points for the team. And you see, so ignore the yellow flag thing. I use it as a marker to know when to. I know, that's a bit of a stupid idea putting it there, but yeah, as you see, we got past Daniel Kvyat, and on the last lap, we was very close to being lapped actually in that race, which I didn't know until it was like turn 3. Oh, Kimi wins just down on that one as soon as we pretty much cross the line. But the checker flag has dropped, and it is going to be P7 for us, scoring our very first points in Formula 1. What a day, especially from the back of the grid. We have now scored points.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Kimi Raikkonen takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's a difficult one, but I'll have to go for the Renault driver. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula 1.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari moved to the top of the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix.
So we collected some more resource points after a thrilling race, and yeah, we've got maybe in the next race we'll be able to get some 2 more upgrades to reliability, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to, because we will have the ability, maybe 1 or 2 for Bahrain. We've got a couple of upgrades coming onto the car actually around that point, and we have a reliability one coming up as well on for the Chinese Grand Prix in the next episode. But here we are, collector Chris Scott. We're going to be the guy now who is actually going to help us out in getting into the invitational cars.
Is this the one? Indeed it is. And this is Jonathan. He's going to let you drive some of his cars.
Well, not quite my cars, per se, but a mere detail. You know, I'd really rather be down there racing them myself, to be honest. I'm actually quite handy behind the wheel, but it's the downforce, those lateral Gs, you know? The old neck can't really handle it. So I need a pro. And that's where you come in. We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good, and most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. And I'll see you at the track.
So that is, I think his name's Jonathan, I think it was. But you see, we can always get a ICE wear upgrade and as well a gearbox wear upgrade, and then we're going to be getting them for the next, one of them in the next episode. Please let me know in the comments down below which one you think I should get. It probably would pay me to get the gearbox one, because also you have to do mandatory 6 races. But so I think as well the IC is going to be a nice one for the future. But guys, that is actually going to be it. You've seen what we're going to upgrade soon. I'm not going to do too many upgrades to the main power stuff really. I think I'm going to do some major more upgrades. Maybe in a couple of races time. Maybe when we head to like Spain and then get them, or maybe Monaco, which I'm not looking forward to because I might have to use a racing line for that because I'm not good around that track, which I do awfully apologise when I have to come to tracks which I've never drove before. I'm actually trying out China. We'll do some practice on that tonight from the time I'm recording this and just try and get my knowledge of that so I don't have to use a racing line. You know, tracks coming up, and pretty much until Monaco I really want to not have to use a racing line, but I think it might have to be the corners in Monaco that I'll have to have the racing line on for, which I do generally. I know I'm not good at Monaco overall, but yeah, hopefully we can score some points in the next race so I can build on momentum. And you know, learned a lot through this actually episode, that not to leave it to the last lap to pit, do it one lap before, so at least then you know, we don't hold up our teammates, especially if we are ahead. But guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been XTG here, and I will see you all next time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Peace out.